Colla Bosman and her husband Marius joined the Gideons in 2001 as members of the Brakpan camp. She served in various positions on the National Cabinet for the past 8 years. She is a businesswoman who owns and runs her own fuel station. Together, Colla and Marius have 4 married children and 6 grandchildren. Please welcome our National President of the Gideons' Wives, Colla Bosman.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. It's a lovely sight to stand up here and see all the faces down there. Glory be to God. You know, the devil will try everything in his power to prevent us, me and you, to do the work that we were called to do. I want you to close your eyes for a while and just see this picture that I'm going to present to you now. There's this farmer in the vineyard, and he's busy pruning away all of the dead branches and all of the branches that did not produce any fruit. And he is also pruning the ones that are producing fruit to produce more fruit. But then there are some workers in this vineyard picking up the dead branches and those that are not bearing fruit and trying to stick it back on the plant. Are we not maybe distract ourselves from the ministry by keeping on trying to bring back members alive in this ministry that is not bearing fruit and that is not interested in bearing fruit within the ministry? I think with this ministry ambassadors that is going to focus on the members that want to bear fruit and to help them to shine their light so that they can light the other people that are waiting there for God to call them into this ministry. Who has called you into this ministry? And to who are you dedicated in this ministry? Was it God? If it is God, we are showing and bearing the fruit. But if it is not God that called you, and maybe it was another member that brought you here and nagged you to become a member, and you're not here dedicated to God and to the calling that you have received from Him, but you are dedicated to the ministry, then there is a burden upon you. Then you don't have the joy of being a member of this ministry. We have been called as Gideon's wives to serve alongside our husbands. And it is really a pleasure for each one of us to do that. And everybody sitting in this hall today, I know, are bearing the fruit. And I know there are many other members at home who wanted to be here, but by circumstances could not be here. And they are bearing fruit. And there are many other members who cannot, because of their health and maybe their age, contribute to the hard work, but they are our intercessors for this ministry. We have an intercessor program going for all the leaders in this ministry, even the area directors and the regional program leaders. It's not only the top management of the ministry. And I want you to please consider, if you sit here today or you know of somebody in your camp who can be an intercessor or who has that passion for this ministry, to make a success of this ministry, to just ask them and consider to become an intercessor. You can contact Monica Groever, who is our national chaplain. And if you don't have her contact numbers, you can just open up the app on your phone and it's there. And you can even send an SMS or a WhatsApp directly from there. It is not our job to convince people to become a member. That is the job of God. But if I light my candle, if my flame is burning high, and I have the joy and I show the joy of being a Gideon's wife or a Gideon, and I testify of what is happening in my life, I will be able to light a candle for somebody else. I will be able to ignite a little bit of interest in this ministry. And that is our job, to inspire, to go out there and be a testimony for God. When I place a testament, I always speak to the people and ask them, do you know Jesus? When we had our cabinet meeting on Wednesday, Marius had the opportunity to lead 3 people to the Lord through his PWT. Are we ready with that? Because that is our main objective, is to win souls for Jesus. Not to focus on the big numbers, but to focus on that one person that I can make a difference in his or her life. Only the one. And if something happens to you during your journey, because we can only grow when we go through turmoils. I know that there are some seeds. I am thirsty now. There are some seeds that can only germinate when it went through fire. And we had lots of fires in South Africa the last couple of weeks. But they can only grow when they went through bad weather, through bad fires. And that is the same with us. God allows us to go through difficulties in order to grow. And in our ministry, we are busy going through difficulties. Thank you, Monica. That's much better. You see, the devil wants to shut me up. The ministry is going through difficulties at the moment. But you know what? That little picture in the beginning, I see the little sprouts coming out. I see the little flowers. And you know, if there is a flower, there will be fruit. And I know in this ministry, if we just keep on doing what I have been called for, and maybe my calling is a little bit different than yours because of my abilities and of the gifts that I have received, I can just do the next thing. Just make sure that you are mentoring somebody else to take over from you. We have to hand that baton over to the next generation. We saw yesterday the different generations that we've got in this ministry. And at a stage, I had that different generations living in my house with me. And we must understand and welcome and embrace each other's differences and the seasons that they are in. Respect each other. Love each other unconditionally. And I know this ministry will become strong again. COVID was not the one that harmed the ministry. It just enhanced that there was a lack of enthusiasm. And I dare you to become reckless when you start to pray. Like David, in Psalm 139, the last two verses, 23 and 24, when he said, "Oh God, search my heart. Just search me and see if I am doing the right thing. And please lead me in the direction you want me to go." And then just to close off with, ask God to show you the vision that he has for your camp and for your area and for your region and for the national association in South Africa. Luann last night said when she greeted everybody that we are one body. Yes, we have different camps, but each camp is associated with an area, and each area is within one region, and each region eventually make up our whole national association. And every national association, together with all the other countries in the world, make up one body. And this body has been going for more than 120 years. And God will keep it going. So I respectfully submit that. Thank you.